When I first picked up this game, I wasn't sure what to expect. I heard a lot about it when it first released, but I never got the opportunity to try it out for myself. The premise is as simple as the gameplay. You're guiding a hero trapped in a time loop, endlessly walking a path that you control. The hero automatically fights enemies, but the real fun comes in how you build a world around them. Using cards, you place landscapes, spawn enemies, and set up buffs to influence the hero's journey. This setup turns the game into a mix of strategy and roguelike elements where every decision you make has a direct impact on how challenging and rewarding each loop becomes. The balance between risk and reward is what makes the game so engaging. You want to place enough obstacles to gather valuable resources and gear, but not so many that your hero can't survive the loop. Each loop gets progressively harder, forcing you to adapt your strategy consistently. The procedurally generated loops and randomized cards keep things fresh, as no two runs are the same, even if you have the same game plan going in. After each run, you collect resources that can be used to upgrade your camp, which unlocks new cards, abilities, and hero classes. The progression system gives you a sense of purpose to every loop, even if you fail, making each run feel like it's contributing to your overall growth, because dying means only losing 70% of your resources instead of all of them. One of the game's biggest strengths is its strategic depth. On the surface, it seems simple. You place cards and the hero does the fighting. But the more you play, the more you realize how much thought is required in setting up monsters and buffs right where you want them. The hero can equip different weapons, armors, and accessories, and choosing the right gear is essential, especially as the loops get more difficult. The equipment isn't just about improving stats. It's about finding the right balance between offense, defense, and special abilities like vampiricism or evasion. This adds a layer of customization that keeps each run interesting, and thinking about what kind of build you want to try your next run is absolutely addictive. The game also offers 3 classes: Warrior, Rogue, and Necromancer, each with its own unique playstyle. The Warrior is straightforward, balanced stats, and solid defense. The Rogue is faster and hits harder, but is more fragile, requiring a bit more careful management of resources and gear. The Necromancer, meanwhile, focuses on summoning skeletons to fight for them, which adds a whole new dimension of strategy as you manage your minions in addition to your own character's survival. This variety in playstyles ensure that the game never feels repetitive, as each class offers a different approach to the game's challenges. Visually, the game's retro pixel art style is perfect fit for its atmosphere. The muted color palette and detailed sprites create a world that captures an eerie vibe that it's going for. The game doesn't rely on flashy graphics to draw you in. Instead, it uses simple graphics and music to create an experience that's as much about the mood and atmosphere as it is about the gameplay. I had hour-long sessions and didn't get tired in the slightest. Despite its strengths, the game isn't without its flaws. On mobile, the touchscreens can be a bit hit or miss. Placing cards on specific tiles or managing an increasingly cluttered loop can be a bit tricky, especially on smaller screens. There were times where I found myself struggling to accurately place a card or select an item because the controls just didn't feel precise enough. This is something that could be improved to make the mobile experience a little smoother in the future. Another issue is the clarity of some of the game's mechanics, like certain stats, such as damage to all or attack speed, and whether or not they interact at all, aren't explained as clearly as they could be, leading to some confusion when trying to optimize your hero's gear. This lack of clarity can be frustrating, especially if you're trying to fine-tune your strategy for those tougher loops. I also didn't realize the importance of upgrading my camp buildings until I was a few hours in. Once I started focusing on these upgrades, my success rate significantly improved. But it would have been a little helpful if the game had made this aspect clearer from the start. Granted, I admit this is 100% user error. Regardless, I know that some are not fond of games that force you to go back and try over and over as much as this one did, so that's just another thing to keep in mind. After spending 16 hours with this game, I can say it's a standout experience in the roguelike genre. The mix of strategy, depth, persistent progression, and the retro charm kept me coming back just for one more loop, time and time again. Even though I didn't finish the game, partly because I kept pushing my luck a little too far, I found it to be incredibly rewarding. Each time I failed, I learned something new, which made me eager to jump back in and try again. This game might not be for everyone, especially if you're not into roguelikes or strategy games, but if you enjoy a game that makes you think and rewards careful planning, it's definitely worth checking out. The blend of familiar mechanics with a fresh twist make it a compelling experience that's hard to put down. For $6.99, you're getting a lot of content and replayability. If you had any recommendations for me to review, leave it in the comment section below. Otherwise, stay tuned in to Gaming in the Moment.